Hello, everyone. What the hell? How did? All right. Anyway, hey, how's it going? Welcome to Proficiency Check. I'm Dom Zook. Um, it's Monday night, and I am ready to rumble. I hope you guys are too. Welcome back to the show. Quick recap of what we're doing on this. This is a show where you can ask me questions, and I will try to answer them as best to my ability. And I will also be running. I'm working on a campaign based off of the old basic Horror on the Hill campaign that was from the old basic set of Dungeons and Dragons back in the day, and I've been converting it to 5e and adding a little homebrew elements with the help of you guys. So, yeah, thank you. And thanks for your help. Thanks for tuning in. You can ask me anything about saving throw or whatever. And I just realized the chat is not on. But you guys in chat, I can see the chat. So it's like, it's just double things. So anyway, welcome. I'll have that going in a minute. So, the cat is okay. All three cats are all right. The cat that was causing the most trouble yesterday is sleeping at my feet right now, but will probably get up momentarily because it's a jerk like that. What else? Let me see if I can log into this chat program here. Nope. This is exciting. This is possibly more exciting than me reading manuals. All right. There we go. So, let me try to catch up here. Okay. I'm going to test. There we go. I know. We all love manuals. Manuals are great. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. So real quick, some quick announcements. Mostly I wanted to give a couple shout outs to some friends of the show that have Kickstarters going on right now. The first one is our friends at Hrothgar's Hoard. They have made lots of things that we have been able to enjoy on the stream. If you've seen any of the wood containers or the saving throw dice tower that we have, and some other cool little dice trays, not the main dice tray that we use, but some smaller dice trays we've used in the past on Barkeys and some mini storage boxes and stuff. Anyway, Hrothgar's Hoard is awesome. They have a new Kickstarter out with a critical hit deck or critical failure deck, and it's really awesome. I'm posting that in the chat right now, so go check them out. And lastly, in the Kickstarter thing, our friends Wes Otis, Plate Mail Games, also the GM for our Black Bag Call of Cthulhu game on Friday nights, has a Kickstarter right now for the Realms of Rothane, which is a D&D 5e setting, and it's really cool. It's super rich with content, and there's just a ton of stuff in there for you to add into your own games and play around with. So definitely check that out. This next link coming at you. There you go. So check those two out if you want to have some Kickstarter, send them some Kickstarter love, or just just share it with your friends. If you can't donate to them, that's totally cool. But they are definitely worthy. They're very cool and friends of the show. And speaking of raising money, in the corner there, you can see the green donation goal for our April fund drive. We are trying to raise $1,000 by the end of the month, and to help us pay for rent, to pay for some equipment that we're trying to upgrade and fix and stuff. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do and help us pay for pizza and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you for everyone who's supported us so far. We're literally almost 30% away from our goal. So thank you so much. Yeah, my eyes look more blue, I think, on the stream than they do in real life. Um, but it's the blue shirt. That's going to be my thing. Also, thank you. Um, anyway, April Fund Drive. You can donate. A number of our streams have rewards, cool rewards that you can activate in-game things. So if you haven't watched any of those games before, definitely tune in. Barky's Brigade is the next one on Wednesday, and every Wednesday. And you can throw more bad guys in there. You can heal players. You can give them rerolls, inspiration, things like that through your donations. You can also use XP that you are earning right now as you watch. For every minute you watch, you earn 1 XP. It's free for you. It's a made-up revenue source for you guys. You guys get to spend that XP on similar things that you can also donate for. So all that stuff is in Revlo. Just ask Revlo, and that robot will tell you what to do. Yeah, 68%, almost 30%. We're almost there. Oh, good Who reference, Diplutonium. Thank you for joining us for this one. Yeah, what else? Oh, I am actually really excited. We're going to start doing this. Thank you, BSB, and thank you, Revlobot, for actually responding to someone with the correct thing. Actually, Moobot is the one who sort of screws everything up every time someone asks for it. But Revlo isn't great all the time. Anyway, so really exciting news. Iron Tusk miniatures. If you haven't checked them out, definitely do. Let me see if I can grab their link here. Iron Tusk miniature painting. So cool. They have painted for us. They've painted like almost every mini that we use in Barky's Brigade, and they have supplied us with tons of cool things that you have seen in the stream before, including I'll show you this guy. This is the actual Iron Tusk miniature here, and that's just crazy with like Displacer Beast tentacles and stuff. But Iron Tusk has provided us with a number of baddies that we are going to start throwing into campaigns in the near future, and not only for Barky's Brigade, but also some things perhaps for Tom Lommel's Monday Night Dungeon Fight, which is starting next week. It will be at this time next week, the first Monday Night Dungeon Fight. I hope you can tune in for that, because that's going to be a lot of fun. It's basically being described as D&D with Roid Rage. We don't roll D20s, we roll D30s. It's going to be pretty insane. So anyway, Iron Tusk has given us a wealth of... I have a whole box here. I'll sort of tease it a little bit. We have a whole box full of monsters and baddies and other sundry items that we will be throwing into for donations that you can throw at the party. So you can throw them at Barky's or whatever, but we're working that out. May be available this week. May need to postpone that for a little bit, but yeah. Yeah. There are some people in chat that just sit there and have been racking up the points. They don't gamble. They don't do anything. They just have a whole ton of points. But as long as they're watching, great. I'm happy. Yeah, and I'll tell you the thing with Revlo is that it doesn't account for your any time you gamble. It only accounts for the actual view time. So, uh, so you may have more XP, but Revlo won't necessarily show you that amount, or at least it doesn't show it to me. I only see your actual view time. So just keep watching. Let's see what else. Thanks to everyone who has joined our Patreon and supported us on Patreon. We got some new people this weekend, and it's that really helps us out a lot with a lot of stuff, the regular expenses that we have, just the day-to-day stuff, to keep us going and to keep putting out streams like this and better streams than this. Yeah. So thank you to everyone who's contributed even just a little bit, even just $1 a month helps us out tremendously. So thank you very much for that. Okay, enough of that. Yeah. So anyway, let's just jump right into it. So the end of this month, April 29th through 30th, or into the 30th, we're going to be doing a 26-hour gaming marathon. That's partially for International Tabletop Day. That's partially to just give you guys a huge celebration at the end of our April fund drive. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun, and I'm going to tell you what games we're going to be playing, and give you guys a little bit of background on that. So anyway, April 29th, starting at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, or Pacific Daylight Time, I guess it is now. We're going to start with the regularly scheduled Never Tell Me the Odds. So that's going to be a lot of fun. If you caught the last one, that was insane. People were getting a little slap happy and crazy, and it was a lot of fun. So anyway, we're going to start with Never Tell Me the Odds. Then that's from basically 7 to 10:30. So moved up slightly, about a half hour earlier than normal. Then we're moving to at 11 p.m. And get ready, hold on to your butts. Tyler is going to be running Shadowrun, 5th edition. So this is actually going to be our very first televised, streamed Shadowrun game. And he has been busting his butt learning about the system and trying to get to the bottom of it and asking questions and figuring stuff out for when we are working on the tutorial that we are working on. So yes, so Shadowrun with Tyler GMing for the very first time, a system that he has never played officially. So this is going to be with a bunch of people who have never played it before. So this is going to be an extreme test of everyone's abilities. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope that you can tune in for that. I know it's late. It starts at 11 p.m., but it's going to be a lot of fun. Then from 3 to 6:30 is yours truly running Horror on the Hill. Yes, I took the early morning slot so that my regular GMs would not have to be up that early or wake up that early. Yes, James, he is insane, but I pushed him into it, and so he's going to be blaming me probably the entire session, which is fine. It should be really interesting. We're hoping that those of you who have played Shadowrun recently will tune in. I think at this stage I have played the most Shadowrun out of any of us, and that's not saying much. So this is going to be fun. Next, it's me with the D&D 5e Horror on the Hill, and yeah. You know what to expect. One thing is that a viewer just like you will be playing with me. it is not you, but I already have this viewer. The viewer has actually worked it out and is going to be sitting in with me and playing the game with a bunch of other people. Yes, I will be posting donation levels ahead of time. And yes, the schedule will be going into the calendar as soon as we firm up all the players and stuff, and we have that all ready to go. We're still adding players to some things, but yeah, 3 a.m. That's only 6 a.m. your guys' time. If you're on the East Coast, you're just waking up. You just set your alarm a little bit earlier, and then you can catch my show. No, why would you wake up at 6 a.m. on a Saturday? I don't know. No one should have to do that. I will already be up. I will have probably been up for 24 hours by that point. So there you go. Yes, and you'll have to tune in, see. Everything's going to be streamed concurrently with YouTube. But yeah, you can, we'll have the stream going basically, hopefully the entire time, knock on wood, and no crashes or anything like that. So it's just going to be going throughout the entire time. We will have donations posted early so that you can check out what's going on. And if you want to have a part in any of these streams that you're not going to be able to watch, you can still do that. And I will let you know before we go how that's all going to work. Yes. You are such a debauched satyr. That makes complete and total sense now. Ooh, Caribbean. Very nice. Has Tyler ever GM'd a game of any kind? I don't know. No, we've talked about it a lot. If he joins the chat tonight, which God, maybe he will. If you say his name 3 times, you never know what might happen. But I don't know. I don't know if he's GM'd a game, but we have talked extensively about GMing and the sort of what kind of helps a GM, and just via this show, because I haven't GM'd a whole hell of a lot myself. So there's a lot with a newbie GM, especially a newbie GM playing a newbie system with newbie players. That's way too many times now. It's been recursive, and now he's back to wherever dimension he comes from. Sorry, that's how it works. Yeah. So anyway, it should be really interesting. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's definitely going to be rules light. If you know Shadowrun, you know how crunchy it is and how thick it is to just figure out what to do. So we're definitely going to be playing it with relatively simplified rules system, but we're going to try and keep it as canon as possible, as it were. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm 3 to 7 with my Horror on the Hill that we'll get into a little bit later. Let's see, from 7 to 11, Wes is running a zombie game that he's calling Dead Rage, which will actually have a prequel, as it were. So this week. So on the Black Bag episode this week, Jordan and Megan are actually out this week. So we actually have a couple special guests filling in, or one special guest maybe. And we're going to be doing a little bit of a prequel for the game he'll be running during the marathon. So tune in for that. If you liked zombies, you'll probably like Dead Rage. Then from 11 to 2:30, we're moving up Sean's Dark Sun campaign. So normally it's at 12:30. We're moving that up to 11, and we're doing the Dark Sun campaign. And then from 3 to 6:30, we're doing Battlefest, which is Mason's take on Monday Night Dungeon Fight, which should be interesting as well. And then from 7 to 9, it's actually sort of a viewer's choice. We are going to be asking you guys what we should do for those 2 hours. It could be a board game, it could be a video game, it could be another RPG. We certainly will be tuning to you guys for thoughts. We'll be posting a poll and stuff for you guys to vote or submit your thoughts on that. But yeah, so that's going to be coming up. So keep an eye on Twitter and other shows here, so you can catch the announcement. But yeah, so that's going to be happening. So that's basically 7 p.m. April 29th to 9 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time on April 30th, 26 hours. There you go. No strip poker, or else we have to take it off of Twitch. But nice try. So yeah, that's it. That's what we're aiming for. Hopefully we'll make our fundraising goal before then, but if we don't, that's going to be fun. Raising money. We'll have some stretch goals, we'll have giveaways, we'll have lots of cool things going on for that. So I'm really looking forward to the marathon. We haven't done a marathon in a long time, and there's actually quite a number of marathons going on that day. I think Geek and Sundry has a marathon, so please watch us. Look at these puppy dog guys. Please watch us. No, I'm just kidding. Tell your friends. Watch whatever the heck you want, but we're going to be having fun. So I hope you can tune in at least for some of that. Okay, so having said that, my session is coming up. The one that we've been working towards for all this time is going to be coming up at 3 a.m. on April 30th. So I just wanted to kind of go through. Okay, yes, it's been 2 weeks with your new schedule. Any thoughts on how it's going? Okay, BSB Care asks how it's going with the new schedule. It's going great. I am running around like a madman, but it is awesome. I love seeing all the new shows. We're getting on Sean's stream. We saw more people on YouTube than we normally have seen when we stream on YouTube. Hello, YouTube, if you're watching us there. Lots of people internationally have tuned in to that show, or were tuning into to that show because it's on a little bit earlier than our other stuff. So that was very cool to see. It's interesting. We haven't broken the bank in terms of viewer count, which is fine. I think it's going to steadily grow as we settle into these dates. But it's been a really fascinating seeing how the numbers have gone up, and the people who have tuned in have always been different. Like there are those of you who watch us almost every stream, and that's amazing. And then yeah, there you go, Faquad. And then there are people who tune in for they have a particular stream that they watch or want to tune into, and so we watch them there. And then there are those who are just now discovering us because we're on a night that they didn't normally know that we were on. So it's really cool seeing people who have found us, and we're able to reach a lot more people. Hopefully that will just grow, and we can continue to get more and more people watching us, because we have a lot of content to get out there and show everyone. So yeah, it's I don't know what else to say other than it's been amazing, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, I'm happy to say so far the experiment's been a success, and I only hope that it gets even better from here. Obviously, if we burn people out or whatever, we'll have to rethink some things. So yeah, we'll see. But for now, it's working. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. And if you like what we're doing, again, the Patreon link or any sort of donations to those streams and stuff really help us out and keep those things going and keep us motivated to making more content for you guys. So there you go. Yeah, and again, as BSB Care pointed out, anytime you have a question for me, I will answer it. I have my own agenda, but oftentimes, as you people know, my stuff doesn't last very long. So I'm gonna move this down a little bit. That's bothering me. I can't have Harrison Ford showing me up, so I have to move it down, or Uncle Scrooge for that matter. Um. So, uh, yeah, yeah. It's been a lot of one man bands backstage for these shows, which is invigorating, but 100% tiring. So it is definitely it's definitely not easy to do. Um oh, you guys don't burn. You guys are awesome. Honestly, it's having you guys in chat and being active like you are is one of the primary reasons that I push myself out of work and drive across town to do this. If I thought no one was watching and no one cared, like just like you would probably be, I'd be out the door and I would stop doing this immediately. Uh, the but your guys' reactions and the outpouring of support and everything that you give us, it really means the world to us. So yeah, if you guys weren't there, it would be a different story. But I am happy to have you guys here. So it's never too much. Who is the Pinocchio wearing the wizard hat? That's actually an artist's model, one of those wooden artist models. Which I've had this since I was a little kid. I used to be into drawing comic books and stuff, and I haven't done that in a long time. But my mom got this for me, and way back when to use, and yeah, I've had it ever since. And now it's a wizard. So there you go. That's your little bit of history behind Dom. The things that I have in my room. Yeah, they are a little creepy, but that sort of is part of the charm for me. I used to love drawing faceless helmeted things because that doesn't have a face, so it's a lot easier to draw that than it is nose and eyebrows and all that stuff. Um, yes, it's Dom Trivia, and we will be releasing a trivia game. Uh, and oh, holy crap, James, what are you doing? Thank you. Um, oh, an important thing I should mention. Um, with with a lot more people. Thank you, sir. With a lot more people donating to us and donating to our streams, especially people donating from around the world in different currencies, I wanted to make it clear, and I'll be putting this in all of the donation links that we kick out. But the donation amounts are in USD. Um, and that's important because we've had people donating to us in Canadian and in Australian dollars, and which is awesome, and I accept that, and I haven't said anything, but it does present a little problem when the PayPal does the exchange rate and the currency, and so those people who donate at those levels get things a little bit better, a little bit cheaper than others. Um, so no more. We will not be accepting $6 in Australian is not quite the same. Um, so unless the exchange rate is better, then for sure. No, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Um, and I'm not going to call them out, but because they still donated, and for me that's enough. So thank you. We're just going to work harder on letting folks know. So there you go. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions before I move back into Horror on the Hill? And feel free to ask me questions even when I do move into Horror on the Hill. So, let me recap where we are with this. No, Quintus, please no euros. Unless there is a better exchange rate. I don't know. Anyway, we'll have a link to a currency converter on the donation pages so people know exactly what they're signing up for. I only accept campaign coins. Can I say that? Try and pay with those. Yeah, gold pieces would actually make a lot more sense. Doubloons. Pieces of 8. I'll take that. Okay. So, where do we start? Yeah, I can accept a lot of things. I accept spice. I accept lots of things. Yes, I will accept some forms of rerolls. Okay, so the basic premise of this campaign is that a bunch of players are just randomly going to a hill to investigate a bunch of weird things that have been going on the hill, and they find all sorts of things, including witches and a goblin army and even a dragon. So there you go. See, that's the spice. The spice must flow. So there's a lot to dissect in that. So I have taken it apart, and with your guys' help have sort of made it more of a story and given everyone sort of a purpose for being there. So right now, the way that it works is the players are going to come upon what is now Sophia's fort. It was Guido's fort, but now we named it Sophia because we got on a Golden Girls bent. So it's Sophia's fort. So they were traveling to a monastery that was going to be, I don't think we ever determined what the god was that Davinish, the half-orc cleric, worshipped and whose monastery it was. In this, there's actually some sort of like dragon demon-y god kind of thing that was there before, but not anymore. So now it's going to be like St. Cuthbert or something along those lines. So anyway, the players were escorting Davinish to this new monastery location, and they were going to set up the monastery and rebuild it, basically. And they had a relic that was a fertility idol. And in fact, it looked a heck of a lot like the fertility idol from Raiders of the Lost Ark. From there, they get ambushed by a hobgoblin goblin raiding party. And before they can react, the fertility idol is stolen. And all of their horses are killed or driven off. So they manage their way to Sophia's fort and are tasked with finding the fertility idol, which they believe has crossed the river, and they have some reports of a goblin army amassing on the other side on the hill. Devin, you're always on a plane. But that's cool. Thank you for tuning in on a plane. I think that's really rad. Welcome to the future. Yes, Cool Ranch Jovitos. I'm getting to them. So it could be Bahamut. Yeah, why not? Let's make it Bahamut. So Davinish is their half-orc guide, and he is a worshiper of Bahamut now, and that's what they're trying to set up. So they decide to go from they build up their resources at Sophia's fort. They rest up, and then they cross the river into the hill. So now the hill is, there's a bunch of different trails that lead from the beach or wherever they land, and take them on a number of adventures. In the original, there's a lot of sort of just random encounter types of things, and I didn't really like how random it was. Random encounters are great, and I'm 100% behind random encounters, but I wanted there to be a purpose for a lot of these things to be there. Reggie the pet snake. Didn't we do this joke last time? Oh, that's right. We were going to add Reggie into this adventure. Yes. So I'll have the Dorothy and Blanche will have a pet python named Reggie. And we'll just leave it at that. Okay, done. So, wanted to get a sort of a. Oh, there's a little bug flying on my screen. Die. Okay, killed a bug, guys, on Twitch. I killed a bug. By the way, we're trying a new thing here. I am streaming under the creative label, so because we're putting this adventure together, I'm not actually gaming tonight, and I'm testing this out to see just sort of how this works. Hopefully you guys are learning along with me and piecing some things together, but I thought that the creative thing was a little bit more apropos. It is D&D, but it's also creative and building. So we'll see how this plays out. I have no idea. But I'm looking at the view count, and we're at 16, which is pretty average for us. So there we go. Yes, it could also be a talk show. I don't know. We'll try it. We'll try it as creative this week. Maybe we'll try it as talk show in a couple weeks. Maybe go back to D&D, and we'll do a little test that way. So anyway, we made it a little bit more. We made all the random encounters a little less random, and instead of, they all have a purpose for being on the hill. So, sort of. So we have killer bees and sturges, a giant toad and will-o'-the-wisps, and hovitos. And these are wolves and / bears. Those are our daytime random encounters. Our nighttime random encounters include a shambling mound and the Yuan-ti. So the hovitos will generally try to not engage the party and will instead try to run away. If the party tries to engage them, they will fight back, but generally they will try to run away. But what happens is, if the hovitos do spot the party and the party does nothing to stop them, they will go and alert the Yuan-ti. So that will spark a encounter at night. What I'm aiming to do in this session is get them over the hill to the top of the hill to the witch's hut. The witches in this are Rosalinda and something else, but I've changed them to Blanche and Dorothy of Golden Girls fame. So yeah, there you go. Not those kind of night encounters. Anyway, Dorothy, Rosabella and Rosalinda, those are the names. So Dorothy is Rosabella, she's a cleric, and Blanche is Rosalinda, the wizard. Blanche will, as you guys helped me out with this, Blanche will hit on the highest charisma male first and then resort to the highest charisma female. So she's just going to go through the list of whoever's got the highest charisma and just start hitting on them. They now have a pet python named Reggie who just hangs out in their house. And there you go. So the witches are going to then send off the party for their next adventure into the monastery. But my feeling is that given the random encounters and things, that the party isn't going to quite make it to the monastery. If they do, however, It's going to have some they're basically going to run into the undead, some skeletons and ghouls, and thools will be waiting for them there. So that's sort of the long and short of it. That's what I'm focusing on for this encounter. I'm not trying to make it too big. I'm not trying to go too far out of range and make an entire thing for the monastery that I know they're not going to get to, or the dungeons underneath the monastery, or the caverns, or anything like that, because there's a whole slew of things that I could do. But I'm going to try to keep them just on top of the hill first, and before we go into the depths. But if they happen to cruise through everything and make it, then we will play with it and go from there. So the things that we sort of expounded upon beyond the witches is we determined that David Bowie is the king of the goblins, or he is the goblin king. And so they will run into him if they do get down into the dungeons, and he is the one amassing the army. And at some point, somewhere, there's going to be a minor illusion boulder trap, and that's sort of the extent of where we got. But yeah, they're probably not going to get to that stuff. So this is kind of where we are. I'm feeling pretty good about it all. I think combat is still a daunting prospect for me as a GM. When I've done it before, I've done it very very light. I haven't really I do not have an encyclopedic knowledge of every character's difficulty rating, their hit points, all that stuff, what they're carrying, whatever. And quite honestly, like, having more than two things attacking the party just kind of blows my mind. So I'm going to keep things relatively straightforward when it comes to combat, so that I can add or subtract, especially if you guys want to add in bad guys and stuff, which I highly recommend. So all the players are going to be third level. So they're going to have some heft to them. They're not going to be complete, newbies. But this is part of the plan of introducing new people to a role-playing game, is to give them a pre-gen, and hopefully the person who's watching is not watching this right now, because they will know a lot more than they should. But I don't see them right now. The person who's going to be playing with us. Anyway. Yes. So to answer BSB, do I have loose ideas if they decide to go off the beaten path? Absolutely. And there's lots of off the beaten path options for this. And I'm essentially going to be following the campaign as written for the most part. It's a very well designed and well made module. So I'm not going to be changing too much. I'm just sort of changing the flavor a little bit, and adding different things in there that make a little bit more sense and sort of guide the story a little bit closer to things. So, they run into like a swamp, and there's potential there. They run it there in the original. They run into, every time they run into a Neanderthal, I've now replaced that to a potential run-in with the Jovitos, and things like that. So every path, whatever path they decide to take, there is a sort of secondary option that I have that will play with that. But yeah, so I'm hopefully flexible enough with what I have. Yeah, send me the combat spreadsheet. I'd love to see that. Yeah, well, I'll test it out with Google Docs. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I'd love to see it. I do have Excel on my work computer, so I could at least check it out, and maybe I can amend it somehow to work with Google Docs so that I can use it more easily. But yeah, I I may have a laptop. I hadn't really thought about it too much, but just to keep track of things, I was going to do some encounters with Realmworks and stuff from the Hero Lab folks, uh, and have that sort of help me out a little bit as well. So I'm all for technology in this. So anytime I can sort of adjust things on the fly and make it a little bit more simple, I will. So yeah, that's sort of the long and short of it. Any questions or anything you think I should add at this point? Just to sort of give you a little bit of a so there's approximately 13 different things they can kind of run into on top of the hill. There's 13 different little areas in the map. So and each one kind of has something a little bit different there. And there are some things that are just sort of wild goose chases that I think can be expanded or left out or whatever, depending on the timing of the game. So I feel like I can drop things in at any point and or take them out and be able to work that pretty easily. So I'm not too worried. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. So anyway, yeah, if there's anything else that you think I could add to this to make it a little bit more exciting, I'm certainly down for it. But yeah, let me know. Once they get underground, you should have an escaped gnome help them out around. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. They have they will be running into some captured Jovitos that if they are able to rescue, or if they decide to rescue, will actually help them against the Yuanti. And I could make one of them actually a gnome or halfling or something like that, and name him Short Round, or Data, or something like that. But yeah, I could absolutely add in a Short Round. Yeah, that's when they get into the dungeons and they start interacting with ogres and stuff. It's really funny. Like, I would not, as a first, even a third level character, I would not go up against ogres. That seems a little bit over the level cap, but I don't know. So captured Jovitos will help party if party helps them escape. One of which is a gnome or halfling named Short Round. Yeah. I could have them all be Goonies characters. They basically rescue the Goonies in Jovitos form. Oh, were you, Alira? When you went to Astoria, did you happen to go to Freet and Scoop? It's an ice cream place in Astoria. If you did, or if any of you go to Astoria, Oregon, go to Freet and Scoop. They are amazing. That's my friend Kevin and his wife Lisa run that place, and it is amazing. So check it out. He is also a gamer from long ago, and very cool. Beady beady beep. What's up, Buck? Uh, are we just basically pulling all things from my childhood and putting them into this game at some point, which I have no problem with. I'm trying to figure out how we can get Catron in here so that we can have a Voltron and then a bunch of anthropomorphized ducks. Yeah, somehow we'll figure this out. But yeah, we can go pretty much anywhere. Um, no, I'm not. I am not poo-pooing the idea, James. I think that this is it's a brilliant idea. Um, I will have the gnome paladin be in Sophia's fort, and if they need to buff up their party for any manner of things, he will offer his services for free. Of course, he is a paladin. And but they can certainly refuse his service. So nothing better than running a few NPCs and and the rest. But I would be happy to do that. Gnome paladin named Tweaky. Yeah, okay. Who is watching? Is it still going? I have no idea if it's going or not. The Geek and Sundry, they were doing Pathfinder on No Survivors tonight. Did anyone watch that, or is it still going on? I have no idea. I was really interested to watch it, but I've got my own show, so I was curious to see how that went. Anyway, that's just an aside. The whole hill is sort of a Gilligan's Island, so that's sort of covered, I guess. Oh well, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Yeah, Ivan is running Pathfinder over at the Geek and Sundry. If you want to go watch Pathfinder, a lot of the Critical Role folks are playing that right now. So if you've tuned in to me expecting some Pathfinder, alas, I'm not doing Pathfinder right now, but hopefully in the future. Lots of people have been asking us to do more Pathfinder, and I would love to do that. So hopefully in the future we'll be able to figure out more time and can throw in some more Pathfinder goodness. But doing D&D and Pathfinder, it's a little much. Oh, Matt's running it and Ivan is playing it. Oh, okay. That's okay. I stand corrected. Yes, this whole hill is turning into the 80s. I am 100% okay with that. Again, I am happy to throw any 80s references in here that we can. That makes sense. I will veto any ones that don't make sense, but yeah. Oh, very cool, Alira. Check it out. I'm not going to be in Oregon for a book signing. I guess I need to write a book first someday. It'll be basically 800 trivia questions about what's on my shelf behind me. And maybe 3 people will buy it. One will buy it as a joke gift to give away at Christmas, and the other 2 will be me and probably me again. And one of the ones that I buy will be for a joke gift to give to someone at Christmas. Yeah, BSB, that's was sort of the point. Absolutely. We wanted to. D&D is certainly the most popular, and it's going to be the one that probably is the system that the most people are going to be coming into the hobby knowing. So it's certainly it's probably the largest RPG played in the world, and all the other stuff, all the hyperbole and everything that is associated with it. So we didn't want to completely give up on it whole hog. It's funny, when we were doing Pathfinder a lot, people were asking us to do D&D. Now that we do D&D a lot, people are asking us to do Pathfinder. So the two are really, really close in terms of who's playing them and who's interested in them and whatever. And I'm pretty sure after Geek and Sundry is done with this Pathfinder game, a lot of people are going to be asking about Pathfinder again. So I think it's great. Paizo certainly deserves it. They have an awesome game. And so anything, we just did the Humble Bundle, so they're really on like cloud 9 right now with things. So I think that's really cool. And anything that brings more people into the hobby. But yeah, D&D definitely does that. But for a lot of people that play a lot of games or have been steeped in D&D for years, it's hard sometimes to know what's going on outside of those, outside of that bubble. So yes, he did. He did donate to get us up to an even 700. That really makes the inner OCD in me happy. Oh, very cool, Alira. Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing that with Humble Bundle. And yeah, hopefully we'll get to do more. I was happy when they asked us to participate, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was a lot of fun. And they're a really cool company, so we're happy to be a part of that. So anyway, yeah, we wanted to do a lot more, and part of that was we've been wanting to do Shadowrun for a very long time, and it's just never come together with everyone's schedules. The amount of research and stuff that we've been trying to do that we did with Pathfinder before has been doubly hard with Shadowrun. So that's been sort of a thorn in our side for a long time that we're hoping to remedy soon. But we don't have a regular game going yet, but who knows? If Tyler's game goes awesome, hopefully we can get something cooking in the books for that. But yeah, we're doing Call of Cthulhu, which is one of my favorite systems. We've got the Dungeon World, which is a great system. And let's see, Tom's sort of super roided out D&D. Yes, Live the Game is duly noted in our donation section as the first person to donate to our stream, and therefore is heralded as a god. But yeah. Oh, hey Amy, what's going on? On my shirt is Star Tours. This is a classic shirt that was given to me, and it's one of my favorite shirts. So this is from the original ride. Star Tours is one of my favorites. So yeah, it's very cool. No, please, Amy can take on whatever. I'm just rambling. What else? Dungeon World and Star Wars, which is another favorite system of mine. We talked a lot about this, and there are so many systems that I want to play more of, but we don't have anyone local necessarily that knows them well enough to run them. So I'm going to be working on that. But we want to get a Fate system going. We want to get a Cypher system going, something like Numenera or something like that. And Savage Worlds are all systems that are certainly popular. A lot of people are playing games from them. I've played some Savage Worlds. I really, really enjoy it. Our friends at G2V Podcast, Scott Woodard, he wrote The Sixth Gun, which is based in the Savage Worlds system, and I've been dying to play that. And so there's lots of little one-off things that we definitely want to do at some point, and it would take much more than a 26-hour stream to get them all. But yeah, we have a lot of things that we want to play with. So there's so much out there. There's something for everyone, I think. No, No, you can't, Amy. But yeah. Yes, Amy, to catch you up, we are trying to fit as many 80s references into my game as possible. So that's where we are. Hey, Alira spelled Arky right. No one spells Arky right. It's always A-R-K-Y. That's totally not how you spell it. It's A-R-Q-E. Well, then I'll just shut up and you can just watch this and I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'll just go away. Anyway. Oh, right. So, another thing that I'm doing in my game is using the Box of Fun. The Box of Fun is going to basically be a grab bag that people can activate using whatever donations or XP or something like that, and make a character pull from the Box of Fun. And each item will trigger an effect. Somewhat similar to a deck of many things, but it will be sort of split between good things and bad things. So they are definitely going to be interesting, and that's also going to probably keep the game running even if I run out of ideas. So the Box of Fun will be used. Yeah, nope, not getting the minis. No. You're obsessed with the Box of Fun already? It's a bunch of stuff in bags, so you don't know. I can't open the bag, or else that's one less there's one less bit of fun for a player to potentially choose. Yes. Here, I'll show. So I showed the Iron Tusk. I'll show you this guy. This is another beastie that will be purchasable, sort of a Kraken kind of thing. Yeah, I'll show you. Prove it to you. See, they're all individually. Is that annoying? They're all individually wrapped. This is something. See. Don't know what it is. I think it's a whistle, maybe. Anyway, yeah, this is just one of the things that someone can potentially get. Oh, it looks like it was. I might be able to do it. Unboxing video, yeah. Where are all my views? It's an unboxing video. The box, I actually got I got this idea from Kermit, aka Crow Factor, when I got this box, not this box, but a box like it for a Christmas white elephant gift, and that gave me an idea, and I picked up a box of my own, and yeah, this does not want to. I'm trying to open it in a way that I can reclose it again, but it doesn't want to do that. I don't even know what this is. Oh, it's a penguin. It's a little penguin figure. There you go. and you can build it. So, I don't think that's even on the back. Yeah. So anyway, there will be something attached to every one of these, a unique ability. Yeah, it would have. You just knock someone out of getting protection from cold or having a penguin familiar, but no, you had to see what was in the box. You had to have it opened. No, there's only 25 and they're all different. It says, good job, Timmy. So anyway, that's my box of fun. What's in the box? Yes, Mason has you guys in the desert for Barky's Brigade. I don't know. I don't know how to help you. I don't know how to help you. Hopefully, someone will be watching that will be able to help you with other things. But I cannot. Anywho, yes, YouTube was asking where the Twitch link was, and so there you have it. And apparently, I suck and I can't handle criticism. So thank you, YouTube. Anyway, let's see what else. So we have Buck Rogers, we have the Golden Girls, we have Goonies, we have, well, he's sort of Goonies / he's more Temple of Doom, but there we go. We have Raiders of the Lost Ark. What else? Not a bad idea, James. Not a bad idea. You're a guy with a lot of good ideas. That's what I like about you. Yeah, we'll go through. I will go through them. You guys will just have to not know. You know that one of them is a penguin. That's all you're gonna know. Yeah. So those. Let's see what else. Yes, Golden Girls are in my 5e game. I have it's Sophia's Fort, and then Dorothy and Blanche are the two witches that the party will meet. Are you playing in my game, Amy? Because if you are, then you should not be watching right now. I don't think you're going to be up at 3 a.m, though. I think we already worked this out. So anyway, yeah, there's a bunch of other things. Happy Days is yeah, is Happy Days 70s? I guess it sort of straddled the line. I could have someone named Mork show up. I'll think about it. Oh, A-Team. Oh, Variel would love it if MacGyver came back. Oh, Killer Freeze on YouTube. Yes, Temple of Doom Bug Swarm and reaching to grab a lever. That actually can play in the dungeon. I can actually have a trap like that set up. So that's a great idea. I don't know if my characters would be screwed if you're named Rose, but I think the other players would be screwed if you were playing Rose. Look at what happened to me. I can't believe it myself. Okay, that's enough. I can't sing anymore. Simon and Simon, yes. Magnum PI. I'm trying. How could I fit the facts of life in there? Yes, Thundercats. I could have some uh, what rakshasas or something, rakshasas show up. That sort of Thundercatsy. Um, Mrs. Garrett would be great. She would have been great as one of the witches, but they're spoken for. So maybe Mrs. Garrett runs the inn at Sophia's fort. You take them both, and there you have. What do you have? Um. Oh, V. Yeah. Well, we already have Yuanti, so I don't think they're going to masquerade as humans, but something along those lines. um, these are all great ideas. I'm dying right now. It was such a great idea that the water decided to go down. Uh, what you talking about? Um, yes, this is literally what we do on our Monday nights. Have a lot of fun. You guys can use these things too in your games. Oh, I know about the Hogan family. Um, well, it was renamed because didn't they got a different mom, but it wasn't their mom. It was a different anyway. Uh, Devin got me. Horror on the Hill Street Blues. I love it. Uh, no, Married with Children is a little 90s. It's a little. Yeah, Valerie Harper left, and then what was her name? Yeah. Um, forget her name. Who's the boss? Not a bad one. Now we're just naming 80s things. They're not necessarily fitting into the session. I'm going to keep bringing it back to Horror on the Hill somehow. But they are just naming these. You have to come up with a reason why these things would be in this game. So I will no longer take suggestions. They can't just be 80s references. They have to have some purpose in the game. Um, because yeah, I know all these things, but how do we put them together? And they can't all be NPCs that I just throw in there. Uh, Sandy Duncan. There you go. Okay, Radio Shack. Uh, source info for the next step. So, what is the next section? The next section of the campaign. Um, yeah, you guys, Amy's songs are always great. So, and this is a cleric song. So for all of you people who are playing clerics, this song's going to be for you. Okay, so next section is the monastery. It's the top of the hill. We talked a little bit about this a few weeks ago, but yeah, this is uh, let's get there. Okay, so when they get to the top of the hill, they are presented with the monastery. The monastery is, of course, in my module, the monastery is in ruins. In this module, it's going to be somewhat in ruins, but early stages of construction has started. But because of the things that have been going on, Box of Fun I got from why am I blanking on their name? Help me out, Seattle. It's in Wallingford. It's at the end of Wallingford. Uh, it used to be in Ballard. Archie McPhee's. Archie McPhee's is where you can get a Box of Fun, and you can check their website. They may not have the Google SEO set up that you can find it, but that's where I got mine. So you can check Archie McPhee's. That might help. Really, you've never heard of Archie McPhee's? Check it out. Definitely go. It's a really fun store actually. They have a lot of weird shit there, so definitely check it out. Um, and yes, I can't wait for the album to come out, guys. The music is amazing. If you are backing on Patreon, $5 or more, you can hear the tracks that we have so far, and we are releasing tracks about every month, one every month. Oh my god, so good. Pencil sharpener would be great. Yes, check out Archie McPhee's. It's in Wallingford. It's in the Wallingford neighborhood in Seattle. It's so cool. You guys will dig it. I actually got, no lie, I got original D&D figures there that were all still on the spine. That you snap them off. They had a bunch of trolls and goblins and stuff, and they're now at the space. But they're like green original minis. Check it out. They just had them there in a bin of stuff. So, yeah, check it out. I get nothing from them, but they are super cool. And if you need inspiration for a game that you're running, you need something, or you just need random like rubber horse heads or chicken masks or something like that, go to Archie McPhee's. Devin, what are you trying to do? Don't do that. So the next section, see, Killer Freeze is doing all the work here over on YouTube. Raiders like chess that melts people's face off if they try and open it without some sort of item, mask, or cleansing rite. I love that idea too. That's something that we can fit in there. That might be beyond the level of things, but I'm going to add that in here. So they get to the top of the hill. They find a monastery, and then in the dungeon, I'm going to put the the Temple of Doom trap with bugs and lever, and the golden chest, we'll call it, not an Ark of the Covenant, that can potentially melt faces off. Okay, hold on, guys. Amy, are you playing in the campaign at 3 a.m? Are you playing in my game at 3 a.m? And now you have like almost 20 people looking at you, asking you for an answer. So you have to answer right. Are you playing in a game at 3 a.m? I know you don't want to. Don't say yes. What I was thinking actually, for the face melting thing is that they see it being used improperly by another group, either the Yuan-Ti or the goblins or something like that. They see it being used. My guess is the goblins would be trying to use it because they've been trying to get the Yuan-Ti on their side for a long time, and they have all these religious artifacts that the Yuan-Ti are trying to piece back together. So they'll probably see it getting used, and then they'll know kind of what happens, and then I'll give them some hints. If they want to try to figure it out, they can take the good, they can take the bad, and then possibly open it the chest. But yeah, we'll see. Oh, BSB. We were gonna have a competing party, I think, on the hill. I forget kind of what we were going with that, but that could be the A team, and our party could be the B team. So, let's see what happens. How's that? It converts all links to tiny URLs, actually. Yeah. And not like anyone can click it, so I don't know. But yeah, that's what it does. I'm the only one who can click it, so whatever. True. Yeah. Maybe not. Well, the undead will probably be thanks. The beard is coming in. I'm probably going to chop it off. Oh yeah, they're absolutely going to be the A team. They're gonna BA is going to be a barbarian. Face is going to be probably a rogue. Hannibal will be a fighter of some kind. Murdoch will be a wizard. A crazy wizard. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll have them all. No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with this thing. It's just on me. Um yeah, Black Bag is awesome, right? I am totally digging Black Bag too, but I knew I was going to like it. So that's the difference between me and you. But it's really really cool. I'm really enjoying it. I think all the players are great. This Friday is going to be an interesting session because two of them are going to be gone. So it's going to be we're not exactly going to do Call of Cthulhu. I think Wes is doing something slightly different. But Ben's fiance is going to be playing with us, which is going to be interesting. And that's so Black Bag is sort of the show of married couples and fiancés. So there you go. I hope you mean the beard and not the dead, but either way, thank you. Um, okay, so yeah, it's I sometimes get lost because I'll just be watching the chat and you guys are so great. I love the conversations that you get into, and I'm so used to working on the other side of the camera and just being with you guys in chat that I sometimes get a little bit focused on what you guys are doing. Um, but anyway, yes, I hope to see you guys on Black Bag and uh, Barky's as well this week, and Sean's show on Saturday. Yes, will the Flumps make a return on Barky's Brigade? We will find out on Wednesday. um, so, okay, so just to recap, sort of uh, where we are when they get to the monastery. So the monastery is essentially it's going to be somewhat in a early progress. There's going to be ruins there, but some of the ruins are going to have a little bit of construction going on to rebuild them. But clearly, no one is there. Everyone is gone. Everyone's either been driven off or whatever. Davinish, the half-orc cleric, who is their guide, will basically explain to them sort of what happened and why they were bringing the fertility idol to the spot. They want to basically reconsecrate the ground and sort of reinvigorate the whole proceedings and hopefully get things settled and back in line. However, due to all the nasty things that the Goblin King has been doing, because he's a necromancer, he has been raising the dead of the monks and other things that have been that had been populating the monastery before and in the past. So there's this ancient graveyard there, of course, and things are coming out of the ground and terrorizing the countryside. So anyway, the party's going to come upon the monastery, and it's going to be overrun by both undead and goblins. So they're going to have a heck of a time trying to get into sort of the depths of the monastery, and then below that are the dungeon levels. Like the whole, essentially, I think there's 5 sections to this whole campaign. There's the top of the hill. There's the monastery. There's the dungeon levels. Dungeon level 1, dungeon level 2, and dungeon level 3. And that's it. Dungeon level 3 is where the dragon is. And, we'll get to that at some point. But, yes, the Shankara stones. All of that could be in place. So the monastery, it's basically going to be a lot of undead stuff because I love classic D&D monsters, and skeletons and ghouls and stuff fall into that with me. So it's relatively straightforward. Oh, the dragon named Reggie. Oh, perfect. Okay, I'm changing it. Yep. You will go to Bangkok Palace. Okay. Okay. Dungeon level 3. Dragon's name is Reggie. There we go. Yes, so once it's consecrated, once the ground is consecrated, then the undead will cease to be. I created Davanish because I wanted there to be a cleric, because I wasn't sure if anyone was going to be a cleric, and I wanted there to be healing and stuff. They are low level. I wanted them to stay alive as much as possible. I want people to have fun. That's another reason why we do, or why I'm going to do pre-gens, is because you're not 100% attached to them. First, you're not going to be trying to build a character and get super attached to it and all that stuff. But then also with a pre-gen, you kind of feel like you can do a little bit more. Not only are they 3rd level and have more abilities, but you're also not, because you're not attached to it, you take more and greater risks. And I'd want to be able to reward them with that, so I want to be able to heal them whenever possible. I'll be hoping you guys will help me out in that as well. But that's my goal. Again, now, if they're all... good night. Good night. I'll see you. See you, Amy. See you Wednesday. Hey, you're just cheating off of my Goodnight Moon parody Instagram post that I had the other day. Anyway, yeah. So, what was I talking about? I think about Goodnight Moon, and I just... See? It's easy to distract me. Flumps? Yeah. Oh yeah. So I want to keep them alive. I want to keep them happy, and I want to reward them for trying new things and stuff like that. I think that that's very important for new players. If they are all old players, if they're people who have played with us before and know how D&D works and all that stuff, which could be possible, unleash hell. I don't care. They're 3rd level. They can get out of it. Although we won't have any more backup characters for them to play, but there you go. Well, goons rhymes with moons, so I guess that works. Scruffy. It's a good night space station. It fits the scanning. Goons fits the scanning of the Never mind. So anyway, yes. So that's how the monastery is going to kind of function. It's going to be once you consecrate it, everything will be okay. But the thing with the fertility idol is that the players won't have anything to consecrate the ground with. The closest they have is whatever Davinish has on him as a holy item, but that's not enough to consecrate the whole thing. So they need to find that fertility idol or something else that might give them the power to restore that. I am thinking what it turns out is that it's not this land is just not meant to be for Bahamut. It is meant to. It belongs to the Yuan-Ti, and the Yuan-Ti have been trying to win it back, and it's through their rights and everything that they can make everything sort of better again. However, they're very territorial, obviously, as you would be if people were taking over your land, and so they are trying to make it better, but who knows? We'll see. I don't even know what's going on in chat right now. Oh, got another cat. So anyway, I used to, when I was a kid, I used to have a character. I used to have a little character that I would draw named Little Bunny Fufu, and he had Freddy claws, like Freddy Krueger, and Wolverine claws, and he had guns and stuff, and he always used to shoot the fairy. I don't know, I was messed up. Yeah, it's we're gonna stick with 80s Fern Gully. It's definitely not going Avatar. No, we're not going full Avatar. We are sticking with the 80s theme, and it's going to be Fern Gully. Yes, you heard correctly. Come here. Come here. No, now you have to come up. Ooh, be good. Okay. All right. Say hi to Marilyn. This is Marilyn. This is my cat. Oh, she's grabbing the mic. Let go of the mic. This is Marilyn. This is my eldest cat. She is 17, so she's a good kitty. All right, get out of here. Now the cats are fighting. Hold on. I got a Nerf gun. The other cats like to pick on her, but she likes to pick on them, so it all kind of evens out. Yeah. She hates cats. Scared to death of them. She would never make it past. Yeah, it's hard to say. No. I did not nerf the old lady cat. She was the one getting attacked by the other cat. All I have to do is make the sound that I'm going to be firing the Nerf gun, and the other cats run away. Generally, we just have the squirt bottles. No cats were harmed in the making of this episode. Anyway, the length of the campaign obviously can stretch a lot. My worry is that I won't have a lot of material, and we will get into the monastery, which is not really a big problem because there's certainly enough stuff. If we get into any sort of combat whatsoever, it's probably going to take a while to resolve. So even just the opening in Sophia's fort is probably going to take like a half hour, I imagine, of time just for the party to kind of get together and talk. And now there's a lot of NPCs to talk to and stuff there. So yeah, there's a lot. Yes, no, the kitties are all good. Um, yes. Um, so anyway, yeah. So the timeline, it could be a lot of different things, but my my feeling is that we're probably going to get to the witches and maybe to the upper part of the monastery. And I've sort of accounted for all of that, so hopefully I think that there's enough stuff there to keep everyone busy, and we'll see. Given that it's going to be a little bit shorter than a normal time, and it's almost like a convention game in that regard, where we have only a specific amount of time to fit things in. Um, wow, that yeah, this is Bella. Hold on. Bella runs away. Bella is the one who had the surgery a few weeks ago, and so he has now a lion cut, because he's normally very hairy, but because he could not clean himself properly, we had to cut his hair, and now he is a jaunty gentleman with leg warmers and a poof on his tail. No, he's not named after Belloc. He's actually named after Bela Lugosi. But Belloc is a cool name for a cat. Renee Belloc. Anyway, Bela Lugosi. He's back. He thinks I'm going to feed him, but I already fed him, so he really has nothing to. Yes, Bela. Yes, he is a gentleman. Wait, why is Amy? Did I miss something? Why is Amy running into people named Matrix, and Tracy running into people named Whiplock? I don't. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Nope. It's okay. Bella can take it. Um. Belloc hype. Oh, that's what it was. It wasn't the A team. It was supposed to be Belloc. There was supposed to be a rival gang led by Belloc. I'm pretty sure that's kind of where we were going with that. Uh, oh, Kill a Freeze. We did the flumps. We did flumps last week on Barky's Brigade. Flumps are never too weird. Bello Legato. Um, yes. Okay. There we go. So I'm gonna have Belloc lead the A team. I know it's sort of we're cross pollinating here, but Belloc is going to lead the A team. The A team is going to come across that chest first. Their faces are going to get melted off. Then it will all make sense, and we're all happy. We're all hunky dory after that point. Okay, sounds good. I like it. Um, Okay. Oh, shoot. We don't have a Ghostbusters reference in this. Hmm. I could have. I could have what, the Doom Dogs, Gatekeeper and Keymaster, something. I could throw something in there. Um, Slimer. I could just have a ghost. Just a painting of a dude, and then when the players are around it, they start to get angrier, and then they find some sort of pink slime that feeds off of that, and it's just the gelatinous cube is pink. Oh, Sungrowler. That's a stretch. I like it. I like it. That's a stretch. Yeah, I'm trying to think what D&D weapon could double as a proton pack. I'm sure there's something out there. Giant Twinkie. You could start raining cats and dogs, or they just find them living together, and everyone's going crazy. Um, Wand of Lightning. Does that work against a ghost? Where's Farquaad? I need to look up something in a manual. I hope he's watching. Farquaad, this is for you. So ghosts are resistant to lightning, so that might not be the best thing. This is what I'm reading in a manual. Um, There's got to be a magical weapon. So yeah, I guess magic missile. Magic missile could do it. Thank you for watching. That was your Farquaad minute of me reading a manual. And now I'll say for the rest of the episode. Somewhere out there is a picture of me dancing to the Ghostbusters theme song by Ray Parker Jr. I actually was part of a dance troupe when I was a kid. I have no shame in that. It was actually really cool. There's also a picture of me wearing a sequin glove and a red leather jacket. I was part of that same dance troupe. We did a Michael Jackson dance. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Again, not ashamed of it. It's very cool. It was a lot of fun. I was a young lad. Um, I need a graphic. I think every time I read a manual and it just like flies in 3D. This like Farquaad, like it's sponsored by Farquaad. Um, every time I read. This has been your minute of manual reading, presented by Farquaad. The hopefully this week my day job will let up a little bit, and I will be able to get the iTunes podcast stuff for Barkies going, and I can start releasing those. We have 2 episodes in the bucket, so we can start releasing those. So that's my goal with that. Just thought I'd mention it. Thanks to Patreon backers who have gotten us to the level to unlock that. And we went up and then we lost it and we went back up and then we lost it. But now I think we're firmly in that court. Let's see. Killer Free says a puzzle with a gate. Then, as you said, Gatemaster and Keymaster, Gatekeeper and Keymaster thing. And each time they get the answer wrong, they get slimed. I like that. That could work. Yeah. I'm just going to time you out there, Gumi Hentai. I think you can do better than that. I think you're a better person than that. Yes, that's true, Farquaad. That might be. You need to get a sponsor on Patreon that will sponsor your own minute. There you go. We'll see you, Diplutonium. Hopefully see you later this week. I think we're getting Barkies mixed up with my campaign. Well, I'll mention these to Mace. We'll see how many of my 80s references he can fit into Barkies. You as far as I'm concerned, you all deserve credit. This was a good night of ideas. I am really excited. I only have a few minutes left in the stream, but there you go, Farquaad. Get a GoFundMe so that you can support our Patreon so that I can name the manual reading minute after you. One thing I'm not quite sure is I would love to do, if this campaign works and people like me as a DM and everything, I would love to continue it. I love the notion of them doing a dungeon crawl and all of that good stuff. I have no idea when that can happen. It would seem like I could do it during a proficiency check, but the reason I do proficiency check is because it's much easier to put on a one-man show like this than it is to get 5 or 6 people together every other week. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's going to continue after the marathon, but we'll see. Again, if it's really up to you guys. If you guys like it and stuff, then I'm happy to keep doing it. So we'll see. Oh, really, James? That's cool. I have not read Princess of the Apocalypse yet. In general, I try to not read those, but I try to not read the adventures and the modules and stuff. But that actually sounds really cool. I might use that. Trying to think of where they would run into ghost hunters. The marathon is April 29th into the April 30th. It starts at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time here on this channel, this very channel. Yep, BSB Care says it in there. Yeah, so definitely check us out. We got a lot of cool shows. I'll be posting the updated calendar so you guys know what shows or what games we're going to be playing. And between each session, we're going to have cool little things. Amy's going to be performing some of her songs. We're going to be doing other things, which I'll be honest, we haven't quite determined it yet what's going to happen in those 20 minutes between each episode. But yeah, we're going to be hopefully having a lot of fun. Hey, Lori. That's awesome. So, good tips for DMing, basically with a new player. So, what I've been doing. So I'm a fairly new DM myself, and a lot of the people in chat can absolutely help you out as well. What I would suggest is finding a pre-written adventure so that you're not, overstressing yourself, and then adapting it like I've been doing with Horror on the Hill, that you are familiar with or that your mom's familiar with, so that there's already some sort of factor that you can put together, familiarity between all of you, so that you're not just throwing her into something that she's going to have to try and figure out. Oh, what's a goblin? What does that mean? What is, all this stuff. If she hasn't played before anyway, I would say that. If she has played RPGs before, that maybe that's not such a big deal. But yeah, I would definitely try and pick something up that you can adapt. I don't know what you're playing. Are you playing D&D or Pathfinder or something else? There's certainly a lot of stuff that you can pull from. So yeah, hopefully that helps. That would be my suggestion, is to pull something that you guys can work with and adapt, and that will keep it a little bit easier and more streamlined for you as you put it together. Oh, and thanks, Zootastic. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Yeah, there's a lot to catch up on, right? So, yeah, check us out on YouTube whenever you have a free moment, and there's a lot. But if you want a quick recap of anything, just ask me, and I will try and recap for you. Ooh, cool! Second edition AD&D. Well, I can suggest nothing better than Horror on the Hill, which is actually for first edition basic set, but is just perfect for second edition. If you're playing second edition, I love second edition AD&D. That's awesome. Yeah, I would pick up an old module from. There are a number of sellers on Amazon and stuff and eBay that you can pick up a bunch of modules from them. Just pick up an old first or second ed module and retool it to something that makes sense. Someone here might be able to better help you with a specific, but with a mystery. A mystery game or a mystery module that is all about that sort of thing. A lot of the older modules do tend to be sort of a mixture of a going on an adventure to find some sort of item and combat. So they're sort of a healthy mixture. So they're good for new campaigns and new players. But if she's not too focused on the combat, you can just sort of strip that stuff away and just focus on the actual dungeon crawl or whatever. But yeah, I do really like 5th edition. It is really streamlined, but if you're already playing 2nd edition and you guys all know it, there's no sense changing what's already working. So Telebro with like hypercolor shirts. Um Yeah, for the maze and puzzle things, that's why I suggest getting a pre-written campaign so that you don't have to try to figure out how to make a cool device or trap or something like that. Like, it's all sort of pre-written. In terms of the attack rolls, that's just something that you sort of just play with. You'll eventually get the hang of it, but to start off, I think it's just I see Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Um, uh, the combat is definitely it's something that gives me anxiety when I think about it. But I think the important thing is to play it just um, the way that you best see fit, and sometimes that's not going to be strictly by the book, and that's okay. As long as you guys are having fun and enjoying yourselves, then everything is hunky dory. Um, so I wouldn't get too hung up on whether you're rolling the right dice or whatever. Uh, you can always, as the GM, you're behind a screen. You can always fudge the dice if you're like, oh shit, I didn't mean to kill that person there. Oh yeah, he only did 2 points of damage. Oh well. You just switch it up. Or oh, he missed you. Something like that. You can always fudge it behind the screen. It happens all the time. We all do it. I'm certainly going to do it. Yeah, so Lost Minds of Phandelver, that's like the very first campaign for the 5th edition set, and that can be a really good one. Yeah, and Sun Growler has good good examples here too. Definitely, like I was saying, pick something that you guys know and are familiar with, and try to adapt that to whatever you're running. It could just be names, it could be characters, it could be a situation or something, a favorite puzzle or a riddle or something like that from a book. A lot of people pull the riddles from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and stuff, and that can work really well. It helps acclimate people to settings and formats, and just gets people sort of in there. Oh, it's okay as long as you can read the chat. That's all you really need to know. But yeah, feel free to email us or ask us questions, and I can certainly help you with what I can and get other people, our other GMs and stuff in on this. But we're happy to help. That's what we're here for. An Animaniacs campaign would be super fun. I've wanted to play real quick. We're almost out of time, but there's a Saturday morning cartoon RPG that I have wanted to play. I've wanted to pick up. I haven't been able to find a copy easily, but that sounds right up this alley. So I will try and find something like that, because an Animaniacs campaign sounds really cool. And you have to play the security guard, always trying to get them back. There is Toon. Toon I think is a different one. There's Saturday morning cartoon. I think that's what it's called. And then there's Toon. Anyway, yeah, there's a couple different ones. Maybe it is the same one. Let me see. Saturday morning RPG. Oh, see, Saturday morning RPG. No, there was another one. Saturday morning RPG is a video game? Anyway, maybe I'm talking about Toon, but yes, we'll see. I will look into that another time. Anyway, it's 9:30. My time is up. Thank you so much for joining me and contributing everything that you have. Thank you, James, for bringing us up to an even 700. We are now 70% of our way to our goal. Only $300 left to make our goal for this month. That's awesome. Thank you so much, you guys. Let's see. Wednesday is Barky's Brigade. Tuesday is I skipped a day. So Tuesday is Rhodes Legacy. Wednesday is Barky's Brigade, and Friday we are back with the Black Bagged folks. Although 2 people missing, Megan and Jordan will be out this week, but we'll be joined by some new player or players. So definitely tune in for that. And then Saturday we're back in Dungeon World playing Dark Sun with Sean and the gang. So yeah. I hope you guys can join us for any one of those. Keep it real. Thank you again for joining us. I will be shutting off Revlo in just a little bit, so get in your gambles now. We'll see you next week. Next week, Monday, 7:30, Monday Night Dungeon Fight with Tom Lommel. Tune in for that. That's going to be awesome. Good night. Good night, YouTube. Good night, Twitch. Good night, Moon. Good night, That's No Moon. That's a good night, Space Station. All right, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.